welcome to my Dungeon of Doom. I hope everyone's doing as well as can be expected in these dark times. This is a picture I screenshotted the other day. I can't remember where it was. I think it was either southern France or northern Italy. Could be any one of a number of places really around the world. It's flooding everywhere. Right, I thought I'd better do a video tonight. So I've got some very interesting methane updates for you, and a few other things as well, which aren't as interesting. If you've never watched one of my videos before, you may well now be thinking, what the fuck? Yes, I am a complete loony, and it is the world that has made me this way. Now let's get on to the serious stuff. All my data readings are taken from the official NOAA site, Gulf Products, Atmosphere, Soundings, IASI. These graphs represent the average atmospheric concentration of methane from the lower atmosphere near the ground up to 300 millibars. I'd like to show you here a comparison between this year so far, 2020, and last year, 2019. The blue graph is this year, and the red graph is last year. As you can see, the methane concentration has been tracking round about between 10 and 13 parts per billion higher than last year, consistently. The latest plot for this year is a figure of 1866.7, which is an average of the latest data and the previous week and the previous week before that. But this year's peak figure of 1868.1 was recorded on the 26th of September. Last year, it peaked at 1855.9 on the 12th of October. So, as the graph shows, the methane concentration in the atmosphere has peaked 2 weeks earlier than it did last year. And I find that quite surprising. What do you think about it? Do you even give a shit? I was expecting it to carry on flying up till Christmas. Here is a more detailed analysis of the upper atmosphere, and as you can see, the methane concentration has dropped at 477 millibars, also at 300 millibars, and at 151 millibars, really high up. So the methane bomb didn't go off this year. There's always 2021. Right, if you just tuned in for the methane update. You can all turn off now because the rest of this video is going to be crap. I went flicking through all the stuff on Null School early, trying to find something interesting to present in this video, and I come across this splodge of sulfur dioxide in southern Africa. So I just clicked my cursor randomly, sort of slap bang in the middle. I went to have a look and see what was at the coordinates. I'm not jesting. That is the spot I picked from so far out, and it landed smack bang in the middle of. Well, it looks like they're digging a really big quarry. Look at that! What a mess! There's a really nice golf course next to it. Lovely, isn't it? Look at that. I say it's a really nice golf course, but these pictures are from 2016. What does it look like today? Oh dear. It looks like they're in severe drought. It's good to know that they're using those precious water resources to keep the greens nice and fresh. We seem to have extremely high concentrations of carbon dioxide at the moment here in the UK. 462 parts per million. And this clued up fucking moron can't come up with an explanation for it. The only thing I can think of is the trees are dying. I'm getting a bit pissed now. I'm more depressed. People tell me there's plenty more fish in the sea, but there won't be any fish left soon at all. I might end up with a smelly old kipper or a deep sea trout. Hey, there's plenty more cans in the fridge. Where are you, my doomer chick? Oops, I almost totally forgot to show you just how much fucked up the jet stream is. Anybody that's watched my previous videos will know that I predicted a severe, harsh winter for the Northern Hemisphere. And there are signs right now that the Earth's defence mechanisms are coming into play. This is a very long and detailed article from Severe Weather Europe just yesterday. I'm not going to go through it all. I'm just going to highlight a couple of things, but I will leave the link in the description box, so you can, if you're interested, you can go through it yourselves. 10 to 15 day forecast. The tropospheric polar vortex breaks down, releasing colder weather down into the United States and Northern Europe, as predicted by Nostradamus. A massive advance of high-pressure systems over the North Pole will help to break down the usual jet stream flow of the polar vortex. The biggest shift will be observed over the North Atlantic, where the usual circulation will be disrupted. It will affect both North America and Europe, as seen on the 10-day forecast and beyond. Current analysis. October has begun in a pretty dynamic fashion. We are witnessing strong high-pressure systems trying to rise towards the North Pole. The first of these recent high-pressure systems was over the Russia-Scandinavia region and has expanded towards the Arctic Circle. The expansion of the high-pressure system has helped to establish a low-pressure area over eastern Canada and the United States and Western Europe. This is the current temperature anomaly map. The polar vortex in trouble. When we see the strong high-pressure systems crawling up towards the north, it usually means that at some point in time and space, the jet stream flow will be disrupted and the weather will get wild. This was the jet stream in October 2008, and it looks strikingly similar to what it is at the moment. This is the temperature anomaly map for the 16th, showing much greater than average lower temperatures over much of the United States and nearly all Europe. And this map showing the much colder than average temperatures persisting until at least the 26th of October. It's a great article, so just check it out in the link. It's fucked. Now, I first noticed this a couple of weeks ago, before the news reports came out, and thought to myself, wow, that looks worse than normal. This is, of course, the ozone hole in the Antarctic. It's just started filling back in again now. It got to quite low levels, as you can see. This was a good article I found from the World Meteorological Organization from about a week ago. 2020 Antarctic ozone hole is large and deep, which is exactly the same thing I'm looking for in a Dumachick. The annually occurring ozone hole over the Antarctic is one of the largest and deepest in recent years. Analysis show that the hole has reached its maximum size. The 2020 ozone hole grew rapidly from mid-August and peaked at around 24 million square kilometres in early October. It now covers 23 million square kilometres, above average for the last decade, and spreading over most of the Antarctic continent. And here we can see how it's compared to recent years. So why is it getting bigger again? China. Go on old school yourselves and look at which parts of the planet are glowing with chemicals. There's only one place. They need to be stopped. This hole's supposed to be closing, and yet it's getting bigger again. Who's releasing the shitty chemicals that making it open it up again? Well, I'll give you 3 guesses. I'll tell you what, all this stuff with the American elections, if there's a lot of trouble, you know, I mean, if there's a lot of civil unrest in America, what do you think China and Russia and Turkey's going to do with their expansionist policies? While America's got their eye off the ball. We've also had an ozone hole open up over northeastern Europe. Look at that. That's not good. That's running from the 8th of and they said February then, I mean October. And this is the most recent run of Eastern Europe. Showing dangerously low levels of ozone. Suppose them clueless fucking morons over there will be happy they've ever got a suntan in winter. Right. I'm in the mood now. I'm going on to Locked Up. What lockdown tier are you? Coronavirus maps reveals very high, and medium risk areas. Boris Johnson today unveiled his 3-tier lockdown system, placing areas of England into medium, high, and very high alert levels.
Alert.
Well, folks, I've one fucking guess where I live. Here, tier 3, very high risk. It's one of the most deprived, or should I say, depraved parts of the whole country. So what does tier 3, very high risk, actually mean? For me, personally, very high risk areas are in dark red. Ooh. The government announced this afternoon which tier each part of England falls into and what rules they will be subjected to. Most parts of the UK will remain under the current regulations for the medium category, meaning the rule of 6 will continue to apply and the 10 p.m. curfew must be observed. But Liverpool has become the first area to go into strict tier 3 measures. That means all pubs, bars, betting shops, gyms and casinos will have to shut. It comes as the PM tonight said cases have quadrupled in just 3 weeks, adding, these figures are flashing at us like dashboard warnings in a passenger jet. Ha! Mr. Johnson said, in very high risk areas, where I am, households are not allowed to mix either indoors or outdoors. including in pubs and private gardens. Pubs and bars will close in the very high alert levels areas unless they can operate as a restaurant. People will also be advised against travel in and out of the areas. What a load of crap. Here are the very latest data from the last 4 days from the official NHS.net site about number of deaths. Total deaths 36. There has been a lot more. One person between the age of 20 and 39 has died. 12 people between the age of 60 and 79 have died, and 23 80 plus have died. So that one person's 20 to 39 was probably a fat bastard that wouldn't have even been able to visit other households anywhere because he's stuck in his own bed because of his weight or her weight. These are tallies of deaths of patients who have died in hospitals. So all the other deaths that's been recorded are probably care home deaths. Here in Britain, the average age of someone dying from COVID is 82. Or to accurately quote a government spokesperson this afternoon on TV, 82.4 years of age. So now we can't go and see other family members, can't meet up with our friends, people can't go to work. Oh, but the lovely government has promised to pay 2/3 of the wages. Well, what about them on the minimum wage, already struggling? Are they going to let them be able to buy food and gas and electric for 2/3 the cost? No? How are people going to live? It's so troubling to me. People have just been totally brainwashed, and they're scared and they're doing everything that they're told. And it's all complete bollocks. And now, because some people are starting to wake up and thinking, oh, it's only affecting the old people. Now they're saying, oh, well, you better watch out for the long COVID, because that'll get you. The long COVID will get you in the end. Piss off. Here's a farticle I meant to show you in my last video. It's from 3 weeks ago. This really highlights the debts some people will strive to just for money. Vietnamese police bust ring selling used condoms as new. Right. Nearly 2:30 in the morning. I'm almost ready for passing out. Let's carry on with this article. Police in Vietnam have confiscated an estimated 345,000 used condoms which had been cleaned and resold as new, state media reported. Footage broadcast by state-owned Vietnam television, this week showed dozens of large bags containing the used contraceptives scattered across the floor of a warehouse in the southern province of Binh Duong, near Ho Chi Minh City. Police said the bags weighed over 360 kilograms, equivalent to 345,000 condoms, according to VTV. The owner of the whorehouse said they had received a monthly input of used condoms from an unknown person, state newspaper Trois Traits reported. A 34-year-old woman detained during the bust told police that the used prophylactics were first boiled in water and then dried and reshaped on a wooden phallus or dildo before being repackaged and resold. VTV said it was not clear how many of the recycled condoms had already been sold. The detained woman said she had received 17 US cents for every kilogram of recycled condoms she produced. Look at the size of that. Tiny, that, isn't it? Neither she nor the owner of the whorehouse were available for comment. Vietnamese police said they will investigate the factory and that they were tipped off by local residents. Police announced they will investigate and track down others involved in the operation. The state newspaper quoted a health official as saying the recycled condoms pose an extreme health risk to users. I wonder what they did with all the spunk. Ah, well, better be off now. Peace and love to everyone. And I'll see you all next time. If there is a next time. Bye.